After a raucous night of getting his party on, our friend Tom awakens to the chirping of his phone alarm. Last night was crazy, but like any good student, Tom snaps firmly to attention and promptly prepares for class. I said, prepares for class. Ah, there we go. Though quite hungover from the previous night's festivities, Tom is a good student and still soldiers it on to class. After a round of Xbox. Or a few.
Running riot.
After an excessive amount of junk food, video games, and general lethargy, Tom decides he had better buckle down and study to make up for his missed classes. Tom was enjoying the party well enough. It was exactly what he needed to take his mind off the stresses of the day. Nothing quite as relaxing as a chugging contest. Or, of course, keg stands. Ah, that's more like it. It's been fun, but Tom decides that it is time to walk home now. Bottle of whiskey in hand, Tom stumbles into his dormitory and promptly trips into his bookshelf, knocking a book off the top to the floor. Tom hadn't seen this book in ages. Well, it wasn't a book per se, but rather the family photo album. Though still fairly drunk, Tom decides, why not, and begins to leaf through the dusty album. I mean, I'm sure it would be interesting if you read it, but what do I know? I'm just the narrator. Ah yes, the whole family was there. Aunt Margaret, Uncle Glenn, Grandpappy, dear sweet Mum, and of course, Cousin Billy. Tom had thoroughly enjoyed spending quality time with Billy when they were younger. Ah yes, there was Billy playing Game Boy and munching on s'mores at the family camping trip. And there's Billy getting some exercise at the bowling alley. Boy, did that kid ever love his video games and snacks. Ha ha, thought Tom. Look at how chubby the diabetes had made Billy. What's wrong with you, Tom? That isn't funny. That's sick. Now that he thought about it, Tom couldn't actually remember seeing Billy outside of his room since the diabetes took his foot. Ah, that's a shame. Tom began to sober up a bit and realized he was actually quite sad about not having seen Billy for some while. Tom continued looking through the album and came to some pictures of his mum. There she was at the family reunion with a glass of wine in her hand. Boy, was she ever always the life of the party. A trait Tom liked to think he had inherited. As Tom continued looking through the pictures of his mother, he made a rather sobering, both literally and figuratively, discovery. His mother seemed to have a drink in her hand in almost every single photo he had of her, and often not just a drink, but the entire bottle. Tom knew his mother had enjoyed the sauce, but only now did he realize exactly how much. Tom suddenly felt quite sober as he looked up at the newspaper clipping on his wall. Then Tom thought about his school year so far. He had been drinking almost daily, and when he wasn't getting his party on, he was sitting around playing games and pigging out, not getting a drop of exercise. Was he doomed to end up like Billy, or God forbid, Mom? But then a thought dawned on our lumpy friend. Billy and Mom had excessively overdone things. He didn't have to stop having fun, he just had to cut it back to healthier levels. With newfound determination, Tom threw his booze into the garbage, and then promptly passed out. Like every Saturday morning, Tom stumbled out of his room hungover and sat down for a healthy breakfast and a day of Xbox. But Tom remembers the previous night's epiphany. Just a couple of hours of gaming is enough.
Killjoy.
Tom then decides to go for a walk and visit Billy, or, eat a salad or something. Unfortunately, once again Monday had come. Tom had attended yet another party the previous night. Classic Tom. Last night, however, Tom had made the decision to stick with only a few beers and talk with some friends instead of getting completely jimmered and vomiting on things. Tom was pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to wake up and get ready for class without a pounding hangover. Not to mention the previous night's party was even more fun than usual, seeing as how he could actually remember it. Freshman,